CVA's Accura Series, Bergara barrels for guaranteed accuracy, nitride for guaranteed rust proofing, and a rifle guaranteed to be the best muzzleloader you've ever shot. CVA, it's just a better gun.
This segment is being sponsored by Mowing and More, proudly serving Wilson County for over 15 years. Give them a call for all of your lawn care, landscaping, and irrigation needs.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Recipe of the week's being brought to you by Courtney's Restaurant and Catering Service, the blue restaurant at the beautiful city between the lakes.
Tomorrow's Catfish Day.
Tomorrow's Catfish Day, that's right. And, well, we have a surprise for you tonight. We have Miss Anna Flowers in the house. And when Anna comes, the aroma in here is just...
She was smart, though. She brought an empty pot to sit next to you.
Yeah, she did.
I did.
She said she could use that lid for a
She's learning, yeah.
What have you got, Anna?
So tonight I have a one-pot meal. So this one, we started talking about this week. We've been working on sorghum and trying to get that finished up for the season. And anytime we do sorghum, we have the fire going, so we want to have something that's, you know, tasty to eat along with our work. So a couple years ago, we got started just getting together and having one-pot meals, and so in the Dutch oven. So I did bring a Dutch oven here to kind of showcase, you know, what that is. So what it is, and a lot of people don't realize how much stuff that you can do in a Dutch oven, and it's something that's very versatile. You can use it for baking biscuits. Out on the gravel bar like we did here a couple weeks ago. You could do one pot meal like I did tonight. So I've got vegetables in there. We've got sausage, so peppers, potatoes, you know, all kinds of good stuff in there. So it's very easy. It's almost one of those that you're cleaning out the kitchen, so to speak. You can throw a lot of different things in the crock pot or the Dutch oven and be able to just kind of walk away and leave it. And after you get your coals on it, Jim had me make sure I mention that your exact temperature is...
What is the exact temperature now, Anna?
So it is 1 shovelful of coals, red hot coals on the bottom, and then 2 on top. So you want to add more heat to the top than you do on the bottom, so that way whatever you're cooking doesn't scorch. So he said, you know, got to make sure you get that temperature right. So
that's a good tip.
Yep. So, but you know, once you add your heat to it, you can just walk away and leave it. It's sitting there, you know, simmering and cooking, and then, you know, you end up with this tasty dish that's, you know, just, you know, you can't stay away from, basically. So
I tell you what, lean it a
little bit more. There we go.
Goodness,
you see it better now?
Dude,
so
that looks awesome, Anna.
So it's definitely very handy.
It's got deer meat in it.
So, well, this one actually is pork.
Pork?
So, yep. But you can make it, the other night I made it with chicken, tonight is with sausage. So you can have, you know, whatever, like I said, it's almost like cleaning out the kitchen. So you got some meat that you need to get cooked, you know, here's a good dish to throw it in and add some vegetables, and there you go. And I brought these in. My dad actually recommended these liners that you can actually buy for your Dutch oven now. So it's pretty awesome. It's parchment paper that you can just line your Dutch oven, and then, you know, the cleanup is a breeze as well. So instead of having to fight and scrub and re-season your Dutch oven constantly, you can put that liner in there, dump your ingredients on top of the liner, and you're good to go. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, can't get any easier than that.
Is this Jim's? Is this Jim's?
This one is actually my dad's. So
is this your dad?
It is. I brought his.
Why has he got ear tags on here?
So
you know the co-op.
So these were probably to identify his Dutch oven, because he would take it on Boy Scout trips where they had multiple Dutch ovens, and so this helped him keep up with his. So,
I thought he was trying to keep the ticks away because of the ear tags.
Well, you know, whatever works.
I hear they work.
I hear they work well.
For wasps too.
Yeah, wasps too.
Yeah.
So.
And we also brought it in a pot, so you can see that you can make it in a lot of different ways. So you don't have to limit it to just a Dutch oven.
That's not a pot, that's my bowl.
So that one's your bowl? Oh, okay. No, I thought this one was.
Just one bowl.
So,
do you use water as a base or anything as a base for that?
So for this one, I put in a little bit of beef broth or chicken broth, and that way, you know, helps keep everything moist. And of course, you know, those potatoes and carrots are gonna, you know, really taste good when you have that broth in there. Flavor.
Can I ask another question though? I mean, just being a dumb country boy that likes this stuff. if I put all my veggies in there and I say I'm 2/3 full, how much broth do you really recommend? Do I need to cover it, or do I need to just get it floating?
So this recipe is really good about kind of saying, you know, put your vegetables in there, put your meat in there, and then run your broth about halfway up on the Dutch oven.
Okay.
So, you know, it doesn't sit there and say, oh, you need exactly 2 cups, because 2 cups may be different on a smaller Dutch oven than, you know, versus a big one. And so this one says, you know, find about halfway, and that's where you want to go. So most of the time, like when I cooked the other night, I was definitely not covering all the veggies and the meats that I had in here. And so it's, you know, and that was fine. I had the broth about halfway, and, you know, as things cook, they're going to cook down anyways. Yeah, so it was enough to give a good flavor, and not, it's not a soup. You don't want it to be real juicy, but you want it to be moist.
That's right. Well, I want to personally thank Anna for showing up with that, and I learned a lot.
I did too. Well, we'll see how it tastes here in just a little bit. If you'll save us in it. If you'll save us in it. Yes, she brought you an empty pot, remember?
You'll have to give the
we'll see how it tastes here in a little bit.
Pot.
You'll have to give the compliments to Deborah today.
Yeah, and Deborah Flowers too. We got to mention Deborah. She's the one that actually made this, and so she was covered in flour and all that. You know, she's. But thank you, Miss Deborah. We appreciate you too. And hey, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have a calendar and wrap up of the show.